favorite chef, Chef G, and I'm back in the kitchen. Today we are doing a seafood boil. Yes, you heard it right. Seafood boil. So we're going to get right into it with what we need, and we're going to get started. Alright, so for this seafood boil, I'm going to be using some king crab legs and a seafood, I guess it's called Festival. Something I found at Walmart. Trying mussels for the first time, but it has snow crab and shrimp in it. I have my corn. This is just frozen corn on the cob. I have me some small red potatoes, my Cajun andouille, and in my water I'm going to season it with this Zatarain's crab boil and some Old Bay. Okay. After I get all this done, I'm going to show you how to make this seafood sauce that I'm going to be using for my seafood. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and season my water with about a tablespoon of my Zatarain's and a couple of shakes of my Old Bay. I have about 4 to 6 cups of water in my pot already getting hot. Alright, so let me go season that water so we can get started. Alright, so this seafood festival bag comes with shrimp, snow crab, and mussels, and it's already seasoned, so there's some seasoning on it. I'm not going to use this whole bag. I'm going to separate this off because I'm going to add king crab to it as well to go along with it. Okay, I have my 2 tablespoons. I actually put 2 tablespoons of the Zatarain's crab boil and probably about 1.5 tablespoons of the Old Bay. Alright, now that our water is nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and throw in our corn, because that's going to need to cook the longest, so we're going to go ahead and add that in. Alright, so while we're waiting on our corn, we're going to go ahead and prepare our sauce. So we see all the ingredients I have for the sauce. It's a lot, okay? You're going to need 2 sticks of butter. Okay, this is 2 sticks. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my pot, get that melting. Okay, you're going to need, this is optional, this is my twang spice seasoning. Okay, I'm going to use that. Oregano leaves, minced garlic, paprika, your favorite hot sauce, I'm using Frank's Red Hot, crushed red pepper, black pepper, cayenne pepper, got my Old Bay, chili powder, got some Cajun seasoning, whatever brand you like. I got some lemon pepper, Worcestershire sauce, and I have some chicken broth that I'm going to use to kind of thin it out with. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of all of my seasonings. I'll go 2 to 3, probably 2 to 4 tablespoons of garlic. I also have 1 large onion sliced and some freshly sliced ginger. I would say about a piece about this size, so about 1/2 inch to it. No, about 1 inch to 2 inches of fresh ginger sliced. But all of my seasonings, I'm going to do about 1 tablespoon of each, or 1/2 tablespoon. I just go by eye, know how it look and how I want it to be. But when I put them down in the description below, I'll make sure to add in the amounts. Okay? So these are all the ingredients needed for my sauce. So my butter is starting to melt. We're going to start off with our onion. Let that kind of cook down till it gets nice and soft. We're going to throw in our garlic, ginger after that, and then our garlic. And then we'll add all of our spices into it. Allow it to kind of cook down, mellow together, and we'll probably add about 1 to 2 cups of chicken stock. Alright, our butter is nice and melted. We're going to go ahead and add in our onion. Allow that to cook for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to add in our garlic and ginger. Our corn, let you guys see that, has been cooking for about 5 minutes. I'm going to add my potatoes in about 3 more minutes, so I allow my corn to cook for about 8 minutes before I actually add in my potatoes, because they're really small. They're like that big, so they don't need a lot of time. So once our onions come translucent, we're going to add in our garlic and ginger and go from there. Alright, so while we're waiting on that onions, we're going to go ahead and measure out our dry ingredients, or well, our seasonings rather. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of lemon pepper. So I'm using a ½ tablespoon measuring spoon. We're going to go with a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. ½ tablespoon, I'm sorry. This is not a teaspoon. I got a tablespoon. ½ tablespoon of my twang spice seasoning. And I forgot to tell you guys I need brown sugar too. We're going to do about ½ cup of that. I'll get that out in just a moment. We're going to go with 1 tablespoon of oregano. ½ tablespoon of paprika. ½ tablespoon of chili powder. And we're going to go with a ¼ tablespoon, like a teaspoon of the cayenne. You can put more if you like more spicier. We're going to go in with a ½ tablespoon of our cajun. We're going to go with 1 tablespoon of our Old Bay. And just remember, I'm using a half a tablespoon measuring spoon. Okay, we're going to go with a teaspoon, about a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Okay, and those are all of our seasonings that we're going to use. And then we're going to add in our garlic and ginger now to our pot, because our onions are almost ready. Alright, so you can see our onions are getting nice and soft. So we're going to go ahead and throw in that fresh ginger. And a couple of tablespoons of garlic. Y'all know I don't measure. But about a couple of tablespoons. Maybe 3 at the most. We're going to allow this to finish kind of cooking, and then we'll come back and add our seasonings. Alright, so I took it off the stove just to come so you guys can see a little bit better without all the steam. So now we're going to add in our hot sauce. And I'm using the Frank's Red Hot. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that. We're going to go ahead and add in all of our seasonings. One tablespoon of Worcestershire. And about a ½ cup of brown sugar. I'm going to get all this mixed together. Maybe 3/4 cup. Got a little bit extra in there. We'll get all this mixed together, allow it to simmer down, cook down, and then we'll add in about 2 to 3 cups of our chicken broth. Okay? Alright, I pulled it off the stove again, just so you guys can kind of see how it looks. It's nice and red. So now we're ready to add in our chicken broth. And I'm going to do 2 to 3 cups of that. Okay? And we'll put it back on the stove and allow it to simmer for about 30 minutes. Alright. Give it a nice little stir. And this is a 48 ounce. So, like I said, about 2 to 3 cups. I think I put about 2.5 in there. So we're gonna get this back on the stove, let it finish cooking. Our corn and potatoes are almost done. Like I said, cook your corn for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then throw in your potatoes if they're small, and cook those for about 5 to 6 minutes. All right, we removed our potatoes and our corn, and I also threw in the sausage. Let that cook with the potatoes and corn as well. So now we're ready to get our shrimp, mussels, and crab legs in our pot so they can cook. All right, so we have our king crab legs, which we're going to put in. Our shrimp and our mussels and our snow crab are all going into our pot. Snow crab. Shrimps. I'm going to fan out some of that steam so y'all can see. Mussels, everything that's in there. So if you guys can see, those crab legs are looking good. We've taken everything out of the pot. We have some boiled eggs on the side. We have our crab, king crab, shrimp, some mussels. We have our corn, potatoes. So we're ready to eat. We're gonna throw a little bit of this extra Old Bay right on top. And we're gonna throw a little bit of this BLove Smack Delicious sauce in here, just so you can dip your seafood. Okay, you can throw a little bit more extra Old Bay if you like. Throw some lime wedges or lemon wedges in there and enjoy. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get notifications for when Chef G goes live or uploads new videos. And share this video with everybody you know. And until next time, y'all stay blessed. Peace.